So let me see if I got this. So first of all, the advisor who is proven to be viable, but wants to be sustainable, but
Mm.
not get on a collision course of a plateau. They want to unlock full productivity potential. Okay, great. The future pacing, where there's a gradual sort of seed planting for clients. This is where it's going, letting them get their head around that. So that would probably counter the sticker shock of that fee and help them see the merit and the value that is a very good investment. Okay, that's great.
And a lot of what we talk about is even if you don't turn the fee on, like even if you don't flick the switch to start getting paid, most of us can level up our experience and our communication ability. And so we can all become better coaches, encouragers, and inspirers starting tomorrow. So one thing we teach advisors to do is every meeting you have from this day forward, you call it a strategy meeting. You're
Yeah.
never again going to have an initial review. You're never going to have like a review meeting again. Like that just is all like, hey, let's look back, and like you're expecting to sit here and I'm going to have a yellow pad and we're going to kind of look at some performance and then talk again in 12 months. Like in that room, the energy slowly drains out. You're
Right.
kind of meeting expectations. Like you are giving them what they expect in that meeting, which is like, I guess I have to do this because I'm a responsible adult. But what if they came in and all of a sudden you were standing up on a whiteboard teaching them something new? Like they'd be like, wait, what's happening right now? Because you're taking the posture more of like a coach and a teacher, as opposed to like, I'm your advisor, here's some data reports. And I love our live events. I've done this with 30 advisors in the room, and I've done it with like 70 or 80 in a room. And I'm like, imagine doing this. And what's cool is the advisors, obviously you get a little uncomfortable. There's part of your body that wants to resist change. But then when I give you permission to be a better communicator and actually enjoy your job, like when people leave meetings with me, they're like, Sten, when can we meet again? Like, I don't have to ask them or force them like I used to when I was younger to be like, hey, can I meet next week? Can I come to your house on Saturday night? Now they're like, if I get in a room with Sten for 45 minutes to an hour, really good things happen. And it's actually kind of a fun meeting. So I think for us, I'm trying to redefine how the public thinks of us. And imagine if your meetings were meetings that your clients actually got excited about.
Well, and I have to assume for that 3 to 7 year advisor, this helps address the reputational equity
Mm.
and mileage question. Okay, like how much can you know? You're so new, and that would undermine their ability to attract a high quality, sophisticated, complex client. If they're more fixated on process and the fluid and dynamic nature of that value and the planning
Mm.
strategically, probably help counter that, right?
I think so. Yeah, I look back to when I was a young advisor, and I could never stop them from like coming to a meeting and being like, oh, you seem young, but they really just want to work with somebody that's really good at their job. And
Right.
so, 5 minutes in, I bet I got them to forget about how old I was because of what I was bringing, the confidence, the experience. I think one element of that is just becoming a great communicator, and we help advisors with that. The other element is like, are you good at your job? And so when I moved to Nashville, I was like, I just technically need to be better than other people, because if I save somebody money with an idea, I bet they'll do business with me. We may not be best friends. We may not be in the same stage of life, but I bet if I'm just that good at my job, it'll help me get business. But then I had to realize something I feared, public speaking, that I avoided my whole life. I realized my ability to communicate well might be the thing standing between a client taking action on something. And as soon as I kind of took responsibility for that, that's when I started taking speaking courses, started working with other advisors on it. I put a whiteboard up in my office so I could actually stand up and have a more engaging meeting. So what's cool is we've done our live events, and we'll have advisors that are 55 years old, making $2 million a year, that the industry would say like, hey, you're done. Good job. But they come to our event for a day and a half in Nashville, and I'm teaching them how to illustrate cool ideas on the whiteboard. Hey, here are the 3 buckets. Hey, what if you paid your kids? And the first few are cringeworthy. Like we're 30 advisors in a room, and we're all sitting there like, this is hard to watch. But in a day and a half, this advisor was humble enough, like you said, to come and be like, I know I could be better. And they leave and they'll email me months later being like, my job is so much more fun now. Because I actually enjoy my meetings. I'm not just like going through the motions anymore. And so I think there's these cool elements of the stuff we teach that are universal skills that our industry is not emphasized.